Hey, with Ray. Hello, my friends. House passes bill that could lead to a TikTok ban if Chinese owner refuses to sell. Boy, that's big news, right? TikTok, the app, the social media app, the Chinese social media app. A lot of people upset about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to put Lexmark's logo right next to the TikTok logo, so maybe the legislators start paying attention more to Lexmark. You would think when 9-Star, the PRC that owns Lexmark, got banned over the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, that the legislators would have took notice of Lexmark. They would have said, hey, wait a minute, Lexmark, aren't you the largest subsidiary of 9-Star? Doesn't 9-Star own over 60% of your equity? Don't you deliver over 60% of 9-Star's total revenue? Why the hell are we putting your equipment inside our government offices? That's kind of what they should have said, I think. So hopefully, with the TikTok thing going on, the legislators will pay closer attention to Lexmark and all the 9-Star subsidiaries, banned or not. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start out here with 9-Star, but big news. They're selling off some assets of Lexmark, and one of those assets is the corporate office in Lexington, Kentucky. I imagine the sign out front says, for sale, must sell building. Our communist owners were banned over slave labor. I'm asking the question, is 9-Star moving the data, along with the furniture, back to the PRC? Back to the motherland, Zhuhao, China. Ladies and gentlemen, this is fantastic news, by the way, because now that facade goes away. The facade that Lexmark's been using, trying to pretend that there's some American company that's governed by an independent American board. You've seen the episode. I talked about that quite a bit. Lexmark has been hiding under their desk since June, since this ban of their owners went in effect. We've seen some interviews. I believe they are lying, distracting, and distorting the truth. They've not been forthright whatsoever about their relationships with 9-Star. And it's so nice to see 9-Star so desperate for cash that they have to sell off some Lexmark assets. Hopefully it won't be long before that PRC completely just goes away completely. That's what we can all hope for. Ladies and gentlemen, this is about data. TikTok is an app. It's a social media app. It collects data. It distributes data. You can use your imagine how data can be manipulated, whatever you want, whatever side of the fence you're on. It's about data. When you think about Lexmark is an MFP. It's about data. It's about putting structure to unstructured data. It's about emailing stuff. It's about scanning stuff to the Lexmark cloud. Lexmark and TikTok are both owned by PRC companies. People's Republic of China, and PRC companies take directions from the dictator Xi. No mistake. When the balloons were flying across America, what were they doing? Well, let's collect some data, get it back to China. Good thing we shot the damn thing down. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll see a picture of Xi, the dictator, with an umbrella. Underneath the umbrella, it says this: collect all the data you can. What we don't use today, we are saving for a rainy day. That's the direction Xi gives all the PRCs that he owns, right? Get all the data you can from those Americans. What are we going to use it for? It doesn't matter. Just keep collecting it. Because over time, the capabilities to mine data will be amazing, especially now with AI. So get all the data you can in any way you can get it. Pretty scary stuff, isn't it? Geopolitics is going to play a vital role in the technology sector, that's for sure. As more and more awareness comes in line with PRC companies. And I got to be clear, because some folks do get confused. This isn't about where things are made. This is about PRC-owned companies delivering their technology that they make into the United States supply chain, into government offices, into school districts, into financial institutions. It's about data going in the hands of a dictator named Xi. Ladies and gentlemen, I've read this before, but I got to read it today because I think it's important. It's the Lexmark cross-border transfer policy right on the Lexmark website. You know, if you're competing against Lexmark, you should take this cross-border transfer policy and blow it up on the biggest sheet of paper you can get, poster size, and then hand that to all the city council members. Hand that to the county commissioners. Hand that to the school board. And say, let's read it together. Cross-border transfers. We are a global organization with offices and customers around the world. To efficiently manage our business and best serve you, all kinds of data, not just personal data, may be transferred and accessed by Lexmark entities worldwide on the basis of this privacy notice and in alignment with international data privacy standards. We may store, transfer, and process personal data in the United States and other countries where we maintain facilities. By using our websites or services, you consent to any such transfer of information outside your country. They're literally telling the entire world that whatever data they have, not just personal data, all kinds of data, may be transferred to any country they do business in. Well, 9-Star owns them, and 9-Star's headquarters throughout China. And I'm sure that dictator you see underneath the umbrella calls up 9-Star quite a bit. Collect all the data you can. What we don't use today, we are saving for a rainy day. I do suggest it's raining. Ladies and gentlemen, our industry needs to take this seriously, because sooner or later, the free world's going to decide, do we really want to have PRC owned companies' technology inside our facilities, inside our businesses, let alone our government offices? Do you know what's not going on in China right now? There's literally no debate at all about having YouTube on all the Chinese citizens' iPhones. YouTube's banned. There's no debate. There's no arguments. It's banned. Something to think about. Can you imagine? Hey, let's have some hearings in China because we want to get YouTube on all those iPhones in China. And we show up to the hearing. Well, the United States would show up with lawyers with briefcases, and Xi would show up with his army and machine guns. Because you do what the dictator says. And if the dictator says collect data, that's exactly what you do. Even if you don't know what the data you're collecting does, the dictator has an imagination, and he knows one day that data could be really valuable. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see what happens with TikTok, but I'm hoping our legislators pay attention to Lexmark, whose owners, 9-Star, are banned by the Department of Homeland Security. Now's a great time to throw them the hell out of the free world supply chain. And everybody watching me knows this: status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented, and I'll see you all on Monday.